Hi everyone, Daniel here, the creator of the relationship model of addiction. I'm back after a 5-week hiatus, back where I belong, right here in the beautiful woods behind my house. And once again, I am here to support you, provide guidance, inspiration, understanding for you on your recovery journey, getting out of addictive relationships and into healthy, emotionally nourishing relationships. What I've been doing with you and what these video vlogs have been about for the last several months was about following from my relationship model of addiction, the 3 stages of recovery: breaking up with the means of relief in that addictive relationship. That's the first stage. The second stage, developing a relationship with yourself. And the third stage, once you have a self and a relationship with yourself, then you can go out and you're empowered to create more deeper connections and more intimacy and more emotionally nourishing relationships in your life. For the past several weeks, we have been in the stage, I've been focusing on the second stage of recovery, developing a relationship with yourself. And just for a little review, what does that mean? What are some of the key points or principles of this stage? Is self is where your awareness meets your experience, and when you have a relationship with yourself, you are aware of what you're thinking, feeling, wanting, what your experience is at any given moment in time. So when you're relating, it's a priority for you. The way that you conduct yourself, the way that you relate, is that you're free to express what's going on, what your experience is, and that you are responding based on what's best for you. What it's about taking care of yourself and following your own truth, expressing what your experience is as it is true for you. So once you have that relationship with yourself, you can do this. And what I wanted to talk about today was some basic skills in relationships, in intimate relationships, whether it's creating a connection or whether it's deepening the relationship that you already have. I'm going to be talking to you about 2 basic skills. I may have talked about this before again, but maybe not in this context. So what I'm talking about now is your ability to do check-ins with each other and compare notes. Relationship check-ins with each other and compare notes. And when you have a relationship with yourself, you can do this. So I'm going to give you I'm going to talk about what this means and give you an example for you where this could apply very well. So, relationship check-ins. That means that at any time, in any relationship you have, at any stage of the relationship, you want to be able to check in with each other. How we doing? Do a status update. How are we with each other? We feeling close? Not feeling connected? Not connected? Any residual unresolved issues? Any feelings that you have about a situation that didn't go well, or about maybe missing each other and not spending enough time together, or feeling estranged, or feeling distant, or feeling tense, or whatever. But just to be able to do this systematically and regularly, have it become second nature, where part of your regimen, your daily life together, or your lives together, involve times where you just stop and check in with each other, do a relationship check-in. And then as you're doing the relationship check-in, the next, how you actually do the check-in, is that you compare notes. These are really basic, important skills that will ensure a quality, lasting, intimate relationship. Comparing notes. It's very simple what comparing notes means. What's going on with me compared to what's going on with you? When you have the relationship with yourself and you're tuned in, you're dialed into yourself, you can say at any given point in time what it is you're thinking. Right now I'm thinking, whatever thoughts you have, whatever you're thinking. I've been distracted. I have a lot on my mind. I'm thinking I want to do this and I'm not doing it. I'm thinking wherever your thoughts go, but just to be able to represent your experience and say what it is that you were thinking, what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're wanting, what your experience is. And after you have said that, then you say, okay, now I'd like to hear what's going on for you right now? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you wanting? And what this does, going from the relationship check-in to comparing notes, is it creates a safe space, a container for the relationship, for you to be fully yourself with each other. This is a basic, you're entering into the sacred space of co-creation, as I call it, with two separate autonomous entities, two separate selves, so you could be fully present, fully yourself. You're not compromising yourself. This is self-centered relating, not other-centered relating. And you're just able to say, the space is safe for you both to come out and understand each other, get each other, and then go from there. Now, given what you both have said, now what? Now what are you going to do? And then once you do that, you're in the sacred space of co-creation and creating a plan or a resolve based on where you both are. Okay, so quick example of this. This is a couple, take a couple I've been working with who are very estranged from each other for many years. 30-year relationship. They're characterized by a lot of distance, a lot of tension, very little communication. So they really need to be doing these check-ins on a regular, systematic basis, part of the therapeutic regimen. So they're not, sometimes they do it on their own, sometimes they don't. But in the office with me, I facilitated, make sure that they could do it, and so they have the experience and they could take the show on the road. So they were just talking about a time that they went to a wedding together, and so they were talking about their experience at the wedding together. So the woman, call her Mary, was saying that, well, when she was this was a relative's wedding, she was saying that when she was just thinking, what her thoughts were, was that why is she getting married? And gee, I hope her relationship's going to be better than ours and mine. And she was just having a lot of trepidation, a lot of doubts about the wedding. And then he said, in response, his face kind of got glum and he kind of got sunken and he kind of shut down and got quiet. And he said, well, was that because of me? Oh, so you were talking about, you were afraid that she was going to be in a relationship with someone like me where she wasn't going to be happy and the marriage was going to be a disaster. And then she talked about, in response to him, that this is why she was hesitant to say what her experience was, because she was afraid that he would personalize it and she didn't feel safe coming out with her experience. So what I needed to do is draw a clearer boundary between him and her and help him get in touch with what his experience was. And he also, it turns out, that he was sharing very similar, it's a very big, luxurious, extravagant wedding, and he was, his value system and the way he is, he's much less material. He's trying to be, he's just disidentified. He doesn't identify with, or it's not something that he wants to have this, material extravagance become a relationship. And so anyway, he was starting to come out with his own experience that changed the whole atmosphere of their conversation to where it all of a sudden became safe for both of them to come out with their experience. So here's an example of how relationship check-ins and comparing notes works. So with that, the idea here is to take this with you, use this. If you understand these practice of relationship check-in and comparing notes, practice and do it. See what happens, see what you learn, see what changes in your relationship, see how you feel, and then either let me know, talk about it. I'd love to hear how these things go for you. So until we meet again, I'll see you next time. The quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.